to Travel With Me RC. I'm Rebecca and I'll talk about everything travel, Disney, and I guess everything in between. Today, as you can see, I'm joined by a special guest. This is Charlotte from Smiley Face Designs and my sister, if you couldn't quite tell. And today we're going to be talking to you about pins and pin trading, which is something I don't think I've talked about very much, but it's out there and I think it needs to be discussed. So first of all, let's talk about what is pin trading. So yeah, what is pin trading?
So pin trading is basically cast members have got a lanyard or like a little square attached to like a belt, and it's got like a selection of pins on, and as a park guest you can take your own pins to go and trade with them, and like 90% of the time you can trade anything for anything, but sometimes there's like people that are like hardcore collectors that will only let you trade like one of similar value, so if it's like a limited edition or something. But we've mainly pretty much just done the cast members in the parks that you can trade anything for.
Yeah, so to like distinguish the difference there, you can trade with cast members, and then sometimes, a lot of the time in places like Epcot, pin collectors who aren't cast members will have their massive books and folders, and you can trade with them, but they have more license to say no because they're not Disney cast members.
I think a cast member can tell you no on a pin.
No, I don't think
unless
so.
Unless it's a personal collection, which is
they get given, cast members get given pins every day. So
each shop has like a board in it, or in one of them in Hollywood Studios there was like a mystery one, and you pick it out of like a different drawer, so you don't know, and you can say, oh, it's okay, I don't want that one, and they'll just put it back for the next person. I'm trying to think of other things. There was a pin bin.
I was just going to mention the pin bin in Hollywood Studios. It had a funny name. It was like something to do with Mary Poppins, I think. I can't remember exactly, but basically there was like 4 big pin boards on each side of this bin that a cast member was pushing round. I'm not sure if it was like an actual rubbish bin or if it was just a pin bin, and you could just say, excuse me, can I trade a pin? And you could trade with the pin bin.
I did find something good on it, but I can't remember which.
There's a lot here,
We've done a lot of trading.
We'll go through that in a second. Oh, so in terms of the pins you can actually trade, they have to be Disney branded, Disney, I don't want to say Disney parks, but like Disney store, Disney pins. On the back of them, they'll have, we're trying to find...
Yeah, it'll say, this one says cast lanyard collection, so this one's slightly different, but they'll all have
a Disney stamp on the back. A little
stamp. It's small on this one, but on ones like this, there's like an official, this one here, pin trading symbol on it. So it's got to have that to be tradable. That was definitely one that we traded for because it's a cast.
Yeah, it's on it really tiny down here.
But
so yeah,
and it also tells you the date. It's small on some of them, but it tells you the date that the pin was like released. So like this one was 2010. Like some of them are quite like old. I've watched videos of people like trying to find the oldest pin they can, and they found some from like 2000 and stuff.
That's not that old,
but like from when pin trading was first a thing.
So let's go through some of the boards and we can talk about our favourites, where we got them, if we bought them, if we traded for them, and all that jazz. So let's pick a board and get into it. So this board is the big pins board. These ones are mainly big bought ones. Some of them back in like the 2010s area of time, around then. Some of them were traded for, some of them weren't. I feel like they do a lot less of these like chunky pins like these, but that's just, I guess, the change in style, change in time, and you don't often find them like this to trade. Some people do, some people don't.
I did get this one as a trade
recently, last year.
Yeah.
I think on here, let's go with the top 3 each. I think this one, I'll take them off to show you. That's why I'm only going to pick 3. So this one, It's the Beauty and the Beast one. I don't know where the focus is going to be, but this is gorgeous.
It is.
We had to do a bit of a DIY fix because we lost one of the rings. That's why one's bigger than the other.
What year is that one from?
This is a 2008 pin. So this one, yeah, is quite old. I'm actually looking at it. She has lost a gem, but she's been around for a while, you know, so I can't really complain. What's one of your favourites?
Mine, this one. A Cinderella
yeah.
is my favourite, and if you can see, she spins around, bibbity bobbity boo, and it's all like sparkly and shimmery, and this is a 2007 one, so I think we must have got this when we went for our birthday.
Yeah, we always used to go for our birthday.
Most of the Cinderella pins are mine, so
yeah. Another favourite. These are Disneyland Paris ones. I won't take them off. They're from last year.
The year before. They were the 25th.
I can't remember actually, but I love those ones. But I think another top favourite. Oh, it's going to have to be this one.
I was going to do that.
Can you hold the board? So this, if you don't know, this was on the Disney store, and this is where we got this one. Once Upon a Winter Time. This is an old cartoon kind of short.
I think it's a 30s cartoon.
Yeah, and it's a limited edition.
Does it say of how many?
1,100.
Okay.
And they were on the Disney store, and I've never seen merch for this anywhere. And we love this cartoon. It is a Christmas,
it's only a short.
We religiously watch this. So this is, it opens up. Look, it shows you a scene. I don't know. This
Once
is gonna
Upon a
focus.
Winter Time.
Focus. Yeah, and it's just really cute. And I think it's more the like
nostalgia.
Sentimental nostalgia that makes me love that one.
Another favourite for
Maybe
me,
just pick one more from this one.
I think it's this. I got it in Paris, I think.
Yes.
Was it Florida?
Let's have a look. So this one's quite cool. It's like a really
They can come apart.
yeah,
So, but it like hooks on.
but it's a teacup and
this
teapot.
was a limited edition one. I can't remember. 2022. This must have been Florida
yeah.
when we went to Florida. But that is one of my favourites. It's a Cinderella teacup.
Yeah, we kind of have a Cinderella section down here.
But yeah, this top half is all of the chunky pins. This one is another like foldy down one.
Yeah.
And it says Mickey around the world with Mickey. This is another one that opens, which is the Ugly Duckling, which is
You can watch that on Disney Plus. It's really cute.
It's another one of my favourite shorts.
Waltz. Oh
This-
yes. So if you dine in Waltz in Disneyland Paris, you can buy an exclusive pin that you can only get at Waltz. I would recommend it just for the pin. It was around $30, euros even. So they are expensive. Pins
But
can be expensive.
They're limited edition.
Yes.
So this one is 3,535 out of 5,000. So I assume they like renew the design and stuff.
Yeah.
But they had it in 3 colours. I think it was green, like a pinky.
Yeah,
and
green,
this-
red and white, I think, or
But
cream.
This one, I feel like it represented more of what the restaurant was kind of like. And we sat in the Fantasyland area, didn't we?
We did.
By the Alice in Wonderland stuff.
Yeah, so that's kind of this board. There are plenty more. I can give you an overview after.
We've like sorted them into like mini collections, some of them like little sets that go together. Yeah, that's kind of it for this board. The little teapots, some Alice in Wonderland, and like if they're not in full sets, we've put them into like characters. So like all of our Tinkerbell ones are here. We've got like Jack Skellington down here. I didn't realise I had so many of them, which is quite nice. But yeah, this is the first board.
This board is more of a random board. We have sorted it into characters on here.
Or sets.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a bit random. These ones are mostly traded, aren't they?
I would say 90% are traded.
This set here, I kept the backboard because it was so cute. orange bird and this little bee. I think this came from eBay, I think.
Yeah, I bought it as a present.
Yeah, it came as the set, so it is official. Flower and Garden 2020. We didn't go in 2020.
But so. I just thought the pins were really cute.
Yeah. And I'd say a top...
I know I bought these.
Yeah.
Obviously, this one was bought for me for my graduation.
What would you say is one of your top favourites? I think,
for
me, it's this. I think I found this... I feel like I found it in Paris, you know. She's cute. It's just... cute, small, and it's got Minnie on it, and I really love Minnie.
And it is a Disney World pin. It's 2007.
2007, yeah.
It's just so fascinating to
It is.
See a little piece of the history.
What's another one that we enjoy?
This one's a bit more rogue.
It is a bit more
I do like
random.
this little set, which has like Winnie the Pooh and Tigger. I just think it's a really cute little representation of Winnie the Pooh and Tigger.
Yeah.
And
anything with Figment on it just makes me smile.
Very cute. I would say my favourite is possibly the Figment paint bucket, just because it's cute.
Oh, and this. I remember trading for this. This tiny Pluto.
Yeah.
Isn't he adorable?
And I went through a Chip and Dale hardcore phase. So these, and most of them from one trip. This little one, I will explain.
One has a story. So we were in when it was Downtown Disney. This was something that I'd seen when we were queuing for Marie in Epcot, and I thought, I want that pin, but I was too scared to go and ask the cast member, or she was busy or walking away. And I thought, I wish I'd had that pin. And then we went to Disney, Downtown Disney, now Disney Springs. And they had in the pin trading place a pin board, and you could basically queue up, have your pin, and trade with something on the board. And I was like, Mum, Dad, I need the pin. So we bought a pin in the shop.
It's such a random,
so random. But then we were like, you know, next in the line, and the woman in front of me, she looked at that pin, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna get my pin. But she chose another one. And I got that pin. So that's how I got her. And I think she's stunning. If anyone has any information or knows anything about her,
like who she's meant to be,
I think she's in the Disneyland Paris parade, but I just love it.
No, but I mean, whose outfit that is. Is that a character, or is that...
Yeah, I just knew nothing about it, but
it reminds me of Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, I was thinking
but I don't think that's it. But yeah, the Chip and Dale collection is very much mine. I bought these, I think, and these are ones we traded for.
Yeah, these were just kind of miscellaneous, like just could take some back to trade, that kind of
this
thing.
Some that we're like not super precious about that could be traded.
Yes.
They're cute if we don't as well.
Okay, now onto the last board.
Yeah, the last big board.
This is more kind of sets.
These are all sets.
But bigger, more complete than the last one. Again, some of them are in character order because I have a bit of an orange bird obsession.
Or just themed in general.
Yeah, so what is one of your tops or top sets in this?
My Haunted Mansion collection, which is
is chunky.
This was Paris.
Take that one off, yeah.
I had to have it though. This is 2022. But they were still selling it in Paris. But it's my literal favourite ride. I've got the Spirit jersey.
It's good.
And in Florida, I got the glow in the dark mystery set. So those two came in that set.
I love a mystery set. More on that in a minute.
But most favourite, these are all traded for. And I'm very, very happy about that.
Yes.
These are all traded for, which is also cool.
My Orange Bird, this set was all traded for. I just kind of got wind of Orange Bird and I saw this set just online and I thought, I'm going to trade for it.
We found them all in pretty much one trip.
2015.
Yeah.
Got all of these 5 here.
And then I've added since.
Yes, so this one I had from a friend at the time. She got me this and I was ecstatic. It's got a tiny orange bird there. I've got a few other small ones I'll show you after. I'll do a bit of an overview. But then this one was a mystery pin, but I think you got it.
I bought
someone
it.
was selling it.
Yeah.
So
But I bought it because
look at him.
I knew. That
I
you'd
just
like
think,
it.
oh, Orange Bird. He's like from an advert, like, you know what I mean? But
Little orange bird.
and he has a song and a record, which I have.
I also bought that.
Yeah. So
what else?
love
cool?
those.
I like the little t-shirt. These are more like older collections, which
Yeah.
we don't really do anymore. But I like to try and find them because there's just something cute about them.
The same with the magic bands. These used to be much more of a thing. I remember that.
Yeah, they used to do actual figurines.
Yeah, so they're like a Mickey shape, but with a character on them. So this is Cinderella.
If she was on her own, would be with the Cinderella set, but because it's part of this collection, we've put it in. Like this is Figment, but Buzz Lightyear and stuff. And same with these, they're themed around different rides. So like
so they're cast member uniforms.
And
Indiana Jones, I think, Adventureland. This is Tomorrowland?
I think so.
Yes, there's a few different ones on there. I'm not sure how well you can see these because of the glare, but
scan over.
I will scan.
And like ones like this, like the fruits, they're cute, but also would trade
I
if needed.
would 100% take these back, and these again, Minnie and Daisy. I would take them to trade. There's a couple that I would.
We don't have so many doubles anymore, do we?
No, we've definitely traded away the doubles. So
there's only a couple.
Yes, and I think that's it for this board.
Yeah, but it's just really satisfying sets, like the alphabets, and things. Which, like, I think next time we go, we need to take a picture of what we've got because sometimes it's hard to remember, especially if they're similar to others in the set. It's hard to remember what you've actually got
when you've got this many.
And this is nothing compared to other people's collections as well.
Yeah. So a few years ago on the Disney store, they had a giant pin. I think they still do them a bit now.
Yeah.
So this is the Three Caballeros
2020
75 anniversary giant pin. Get ready. I didn't expect it to be this big when we had it. Look how big it is.
It's literally enormous.
It's massive.
It's only got 2 pin things on the back, which I didn't expect.
But let me show you close up. So Three Caballeros, you must have heard of them. There's a ride with them. So that's these ones. There's a couple of other characters. The main reason we got it was for this one down here. This is Pablo. And again, like Once Upon a Winter Time, Pablo is a short and it's on the DVD. So again, he doesn't have much merch.
Any merch
that
literally
we're aware of.
Nothing.
Like in the present day. Maybe when he came out, like, you know, originally, there might have been stuff. But yeah, so as soon as we knew that it had Pablo, we thought we'd get it.
It was expensive.
It's about 60 quid.
Yeah, I don't, the price isn't on the box, but
yeah.
It was expensive, but I needed it.
And look how, like, swirly, like, the detail, and it's huge.
Limited.
It is limited edition. It is limited edition.
I don't know if it says or if it will be on the back of the pin.
Oh
no, limited of 2,000.
Whoa!
What?
The writing on the back is huge. I need to show you this.
Yeah, well,
I've never taken it out of the box, but I guess
we can put it back.
We can put it back, yeah.
Whoa.
So yeah, 2020 limited edition. Look how huge the writing is. I don't know why.
So this makes it easier to show you like what the pin trading symbol looks like. It's like this.
Yeah.
But it's tiny on the back of the other pins.
So it is.
So that's how you. Yeah, but this rough symbol. This is how you know it's an official. Do you want me to do it? No, I'll do it. An official Disney pin.
Yeah. So while Charlotte's putting that back on the board, I'll tell you how we got into pin trading. So it wasn't something we ever thought we'd do.
Didn't really know.
We didn't know much about it. We just
it.
saw them in the shop, liked them, didn't really buy them. But then somebody gave us these lanyards for the Year of a Million Dreams. And so they were like, do you want some? So they gave us 4 because there was 4 of us. I think we gave 2 away because we didn't need 4 of the same thing.
Also giving them out free when you went in for the first time, I think. I remember driving up to this like booth and being given some.
Yeah.
But I think we traded some on or gave some to somebody else.
And so yeah, we had those lanyards, and then from then we just pin traded. We just decided to buy some more and things like that.
I don't use that lanyard very often because it's really thick, and if it's hot, which it has been when we've gone, it's just a lot. But it's the thinner ones that they do now are easier to wear.
This was a Loungefly one that Charlotte got in Florida, and
it goes with everything.
Me and Jack used this in Paris. And he's got his little Cheyenne key in here, which maybe I should give back to him. I didn't know it was still in there.
No.
But so that's how we got started on pin trading, by literal chance. If someone hadn't handed us a lanyard, I don't think, as children anyway, we would have bothered at all.
No.
Maybe as adults we might have picked it up or thought, oh, this is another thing we can do.
We wouldn't have got in this deep in the first place.
Not this deep.
Wouldn't have led to the orange birds and looking out for like nice ones. But I feel like it's good that it's more of a thing and they sell them on the Disney Store website, but it does kind of take a little of the novelty out of it in a way. But I get it at the same time, because it's good if you want to buy cheaper ones if they're on sale, to then trade when you're going on holiday or something. Yeah,
that's true. And yeah, I think that's kind of all we have to say on that. So one thing that we've noticed, which we didn't quite realise, was the difference between different parks and how much pin trading is available. So Florida, I find in Florida, pin trading is more of a thing. It dipped around COVID, but I think it's probably back to where it was.
Yeah, when we went in 2022, the cast members weren't wearing them for a start.
No, they weren't.
It was more boards in shops, the pin bin.
They had drawers as well.
Yeah,
you could choose from
random ones.
Yeah.
Now I think they're back.
I think it's probably back to normal now, where you go and ask the cast members, like we said earlier. But in Paris, you get less cast members wearing them. You don't have as many, if any, novelty pin stations, do you?
What, you mean trade-in ones?
Yeah, so you don't have as many.
Some of the shops had them, but
it's not a big thing,
no.
Which is really annoying, because you go and like, France is our closest to Disney, and we love to pin trade, and it just feels like a waste. You know, like when me and Jack went earlier in the year, we took pins to trade because he's never done it, and there was no one to trade with.
And when we went, there was a station not far from the Lion King show, but it was like not very easy to get to.
No, and the woman on that station would only talk to this pin collector who had loads of rare pins, and we'd been waiting quite a while.
There was some we wanted.
And there was some that we wanted, but I was just stood there thinking, I get it. I get you want to talk to this one person, but we're all here to trade pins, not just listen to you talk to one person. So that was a bit deflating.
We left it in the end because we had other things on the agenda, but
it would have been nice to trade something.
Yeah, because I think we've taken the same few pins back a couple of times.
So I think Paris does need to take note. Maybe it is just because it's in France, people aren't as into it. Maybe it's just a culture difference thing.
I don't think there were so many to buy.
No, I think the pin range is very much the same in every shop, whereas when you go to Florida, or last time we went, you have quite a big variety of pins, and I think that helps that there's so many different parks and lands and different things. Yeah,
like Everest had its own shop with its own pins. And maybe because Disneyland Paris was having renovations, different things were open and closed, but equally the overall selection, even in like the Emporium kind of shops
it's quite small
on Main Street.
One place that is really nice is opposite the popcorn stand, opposite Victoria's on Main Street in Disneyland Paris. They have really nice ones. They are dotted around in other shops, but if you want
it's the big ones.
Yeah, they've got the big ones. They've got the collection of big pins, and they also don't do as many mystery pins in Paris. I've just realized.
No, in Florida
I got so many. There was a little New Year kind of Chinese themed set, and I got a couple, which I will do a little overview and I'll show you. And they were gorgeous. I didn't get to collect the whole set. They were $17 a pop, but
if you got double,
it was 2 pins though. And then I guess like you could pay 17 for one sometimes.
Depending on what
it depending on what it is. So I feel like 17 for two, and then if you do get a double, you can trade it off. I don't think it's that bad in the grand scheme. Maybe I'm just desensitized to Disney prices.
Yeah, I got the Haunted Mansion mystery set.
Yes, I think next time we go, it's going to be a goal to do more mystery pins.
It's just fun because it's like, as long as you know that you like 90% of what's in the set, as long as it's a set of things that you know that you like.
Yeah.
Like all of the ones in the set you were getting, they were all really cute.
Yeah.
All characters we know most of them anyway, but ones that we like and would be happy with any of them.
Exactly.
If you're going to be really specific and only want a particular one, maybe mystery pins wouldn't be for you.
You could end up spending about $100 on something and not even get what you want. So yeah, just think about little things like that with mystery pins because they are fun. But yeah, like Charlotte said, if you like the majority of the set, it's a bit more fun because then you're happy.
And it doesn't matter what you end up with. It's just the excitement of opening the little foil bag, which are quite difficult to open.
Yeah, they're good. I'd say if you're new to pin trading, get a year pin, the date for the year that you're visiting, because it's nice to have a collection and see the different styles.
Any special event, like if you're in Florida for the Flower and Garden.
Yeah.
Any anniversaries, like I had a Figment 20th anniversary pin.
Graduation,
birthdays,
we have a birthday pin.
We went for our birthday.
So anything like that if you're not sure about pin trading is gonna last and you're gonna look at it and think that's a memory rather than just I bought a pin. That's what I try to think of.
Your favourite ride, like
I bought Pirates of the Caribbean in Disneyland Paris last year. Which a bit random because it's not my favourite ride, but it had Chip and Dale in a little pirate outfit.
And there's something about pirates, the like nostalgia, the smell of the like chlorine water, and going through in Paris at least and seeing the restaurant on the side.
Oh, I love any ride that you can see a restaurant. So little things like that, and you look at the pin and you remember exactly why you bought it
and where you were.
So I think that's a good way to start.
A nice, easy, storable thing where it's like good to keep. Like if you buy clothes, they're gonna get like wear and tear. They're gonna eventually like fade.
Fashion changes,
like size changes, like style changes. And the more clothes you get, you might not always wear Disney clothes around when you're at home. Ornaments and things are stressful to bring home.
If you're coming on a long haul flight. We've had so many broken.
Or just any flight
things.
Really. So like they're a nice, easy, transportable, and like
they're not too heavy unless you do buy about 300 of them. Like 4 or 5, maybe a few more, is not gonna weigh that much, or they go in hand luggage. They're very transportable. And they're not gonna break.
No. And they're easy to put up when you come home as well. Like we've got them on big boards.
In my flat, I've got a pin board, but it's my general pin board, and I've just got a few of the dated ones and a few of the ones that I've collected rather than we've collected.
I've got these at home because I've got more space in my room. So, but you can display them like individually. Like if you start off small on like a little pin board or in a photo frame, like a box frame.
Yeah, that works.
Or you can buy nice like Mickey shaped ones like on Etsy and things like that. I think the Disney store do sell sort of pin trading things.
Sometimes do,
they're probably a bit more expensive. So, especially if you're going to start rearranging and add into the collection, I wouldn't get boards and things that are too expensive because otherwise they will they could go to waste depending on like how you arrange them and the space that you have on the walls and things.
And our boards actually faded in the sun, so they have on the other side of these they've got silhouettes of the pins, but we wanted to rearrange them because we got more, so we're using the back of the boards at the moment.
But
so
next time
that's something
we will probably have to get something new to display them on because
100%.
Some of them are more stable than others. So yeah, that'll be a fun video. A pin rearranging video.
That would be really fun. Maybe stay tuned for that. Hopefully at some point.
Couple trips.
Yes, we haven't booked anything, but we are on the horizon of booking some things, and I cannot wait. to share all the details and our plans and things like that, as long as we end up booking it. That's the main thing.
Yeah. We're waiting on confirmation from a couple of other little things before we make any concrete plans. But a Disney trip is definitely on the horizon at 100%. Some point in the next 6 months, surely.
In the next 6 months, yes, and also in the next year. So I'm excited to get going on that, and outfit planning and things like that. So
yeah, I can make some matching t-shirts, things like that.
We were never into the matching t-shirts, but now we've just embraced everything cheesy.
Not matching so much as Disney bounding kind of stuff. Like I did your because I have an embroidery machine for my own business. I did a tangled Pascal top for you.
Yes, you've got Jack and Gus.
I did a Jack and Gus like silhouette for myself.
So just like little things to go with the ears, rather than whole outfits that are all the same.
If anybody's interested in custom embroidery, the link to my social media is in the description.
Yep. Or if you also want me to book your holiday, if we've inspired you to go and get some pins, as you probably already know, I do have a travel business, and you can always contact me on my Instagram, or if you leave a comment, I don't know how to get in touch with you from a comment. So try and go to my Instagram if you can. But yeah, I think that's kind of all we have to say on this.
That is pin trading.
Yeah, before we end up talking to you for over an hour.
Yeah. Make the experience your own.
Yeah.
Make your collection yours. Every collection will be different, and make it fun. Like, it doesn't have to be expensive if you don't want it to be.
No, it really doesn't. And just pick up one a trip, and it's just a nice thing to have. And they're within anyone's budget. You know, like they range in price. They can be quite relatively cheap. Bear in mind it is Disney, but yeah, they can cover a range of budgets, and there's always something for everyone. Any ride, any character, any theme, any holiday, there's one. I promise you. Mm-hmm. If there's not, I apologise, but there should be one. I think, we'll just end it there.
I think so.
So thank you for watching, and if you want to share your pin stories or anything about pins that you enjoy, let me know. Let me know the favourite one in your collection in the comments. I think that's it. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye!